The Bible speaks of, the book of Timothy, it speaks of people who have a form of godliness but deny the true power. And this is not just a religious or spiritual statement, but
It's 12 noon.
this is a very practical statement. And it is characterized by the world we live in, where people are more interested in appearing to be like rather than actually being. Because a lot of people, they spend a lot of time, they spend a lot of energy on looking like they're rich, looking like they're happy, looking like they're healed, looking like. So we have a pretend culture. Some say fake it till you make it culture, but what it is really at its core is a bunch of people who have normalized pretending to be what they are not. And the irony of the matter is that you can actually become the thing you pretend to be. The same energy you spend so much on appearing to be like something you are not, you can actually spend the same time and energy to actually become, so that you don't have to pretend. But we put a lot of energy in this. And as we know, when you tell one lie, you must tell another lie on top of the other one and the other one, because you need to cover up the image. That's why the image has become more important than the real thing for many people. It's more important how I look online as opposed to actually who I am in real life. That's why we have the filters there. Everything is heavily edited, everything, because we are more invested in appearing to be good people more than being good people. We want people to think of us as this when we are not that in real life. This is a problem. And I'm putting this out in January, hoping that it catches us early, so that this year we do differently. Because we don't have to do what we have always done. Because every year we lie to ourselves. This year is my year, or next year will be next year will be the year I lose weight. Next year will be the year I start going to the gym. Next year will be the year I make better financial decisions. Next year I will quit this. We stack up all these promises, not to other people, because it's so bad that we are even lying to ourselves now. And that is a subtle, it looks like it doesn't matter, but it matters a whole lot more. The lies we tell ourselves are more dangerous than the lies that we tell other people. Because other people can be out there, they forget about us, they don't, but you are always with yourself. And what happens is that the system, because there's a lot of intelligence going on in this system, more than just the mind. What happens is that even you get to the point where you cannot trust yourself. That is why we are easily swayed by external voices, waiting for a pastor to tell us this, waiting for that mentor to tell us this, waiting for the boyfriend or the girlfriend, waiting for some authority figure outside of ourselves to tell us certain things that we ought to know ourselves. Why? We rely on them because we cannot trust ourselves. We have lied to ourselves so much. There's an interesting line in the Bible that says, God honors his word above his name. What this signifies is that a name is given to you by somebody. Maybe some you give, but generally speaking, a name is given to you by somebody else. But your word comes from you. And it says God honors his word above his name to signify that his word is one with him. But these days, we can say anything for views. We can say anything to appear to be politically correct. We don't criticize this. We don't talk about this. So that we are now, to people out there, we appear as though we are this. Again, it's the image and the pretense. And it puts us in a very difficult place. It takes us again to the scripture that says, for what benefit is it for a man to gain the whole world? Now you have all these followers, you have all this money, you have, but it is it's almost like you have duped people, because when people meet you and the image you have online, there is no correspondence, there is no coherence, because that is it's like a movie character, like a character you just put out there, but in your real life you are a different person, and you almost like make a prison for yourself, which you are in now, because the image you put out there and who you are, there's a very there's a very big difference. So we want to get to a place this year, I'm hoping, a place of honesty, a place of truth, where we are real with ourselves. We owe it to ourselves, because we cannot do any significant changes as long as the foundation of our lives is a lie. We have to strip this all away, and we have to go to the root. And the root is the reality of things. Because in life, we have two types of people: we have pretenders and we have dreamers. A dreamer acknowledges where he is, and when he communicates, he maps out a way, a path and direction of where he wants to be, but yet still acknowledging where he is. The pretender acts like he is already at the destination he envisions himself to be, and he lies about his present. And a lot of us, if we look at ourselves properly, we are more leaning to the pretending side more than actually being dreamers. Because I think we should all be dreamers. Because the dream is like an exaggerated version of our reality. I'm here right now and I want to be there, but I acknowledge that I'm here, and therefore I know the steps I have to take to get there. Pretending, you buy clothes you can't afford, you live in places you can't afford, your whole life, you paint it as though you are already there, but actually you are not. You talk like you're there, but you're not. And your life becomes increasingly difficult, because now you have to keep up with this image. The people who invite you and the people who want to be with you are there because of this image, because you have never shown anything real about yourself. And this is hurting you in the long run, because every day people cannot just visit you, people cannot just roll up on you, because you have told them you live in Zimbabwe while you live in Havana. Now every time when people call you and not home, you call that your friend who lives in Zimbabwe, and you must go there, and your boyfriend or friends must visit you there at your friend's house, but you actually live there. Number one, you miss out on opportunities that people are supposed to give you because you are pretending. And this is especially dangerous to people who pretend to have healed from situations they've been. Because maybe now you have built a brand around healing. At some point, maybe you thought you healed, you bring your you build an entire identity and brand that you are the healing coach, but you have actually not dealt with your issues, which now becomes very dangerous, not just for the people who come to you, but even for you. Because unfortunately, some of these are tricky things, matters of the heart, matters of the mind, very, very tricky things. You have to be real. You have to strip yourself of all this makeup, right, that you have put all over yourself, and just be real. Because from a real place, we can dream. Because there's someone who says the epitome of proper dreaming is making sure that as much as your head is in the clouds with the dreams, your feet must be properly planted on the ground. Because the dream is a proceed of your reality. You, like, if human beings did not walk, right? using our feet, there will be no need for shoes. The shoe was someone's dream that came to cover the feet because we already walk. The bicycle makes us walk faster. The car makes us walk faster. So all inventions were someone's dream, but all dreams are rooted in reality. What happens, the danger of pretending is that you think you are where you are not. Even your dreams and the vision you try to lay out, it becomes tricky to make a reality because there's no map from reality to it. It's based on something that doesn't exist. And I really want us this year, 2026, beginning now, maybe you can have many resolutions, but the one that I encourage you, the one that I have definitely set for myself is, where am I lying to myself? Where is the shoots of pretense in my life? How can I discard that and just be as real as I am? Because I meet classmates of mine who went to school, people that are doing really well financially in life, and sometimes I don't know if it's a genuine question or maybe they do it out of mockery. I don't know. People, oh, you still live with your sister? I'm like, yeah, because other people my age, my position will be like, no, no, I have my own place. One day people say, can I come visit? And then it puts you in now this situation where I am who I am. And I have accepted that. I have embraced that. I have dreams, but my dreams are based from my reality. I cannot hide my reality to service other people, because then I make you happy when I go to bed at night. I'm thinking, oh, how much more am I going to lie about this and change the situation? So, conclusively, this is a year for us to be real. Strip away the pretense, strip away all the smokes and mirrors, things that are, and root your life in reality. Because it's very important that we build our dreams from a real place. We owe it to ourselves, we owe it to our families, we owe it, because if we are pretending, what can we really do? Because everything is just appearance. Because a lot of us have gotten, I don't know if it's a hype, I don't know what it is. We have gotten in that trend of every movement that comes, you want to be one with it. Maybe because if you make such videos, you'll get good followers and you want to. But who are you? What is your reality? Even if your reality is not acceptable in the world, it's best that you be that, because then if you are really wrong, someone will correct you. But if you are pretending, we will think you are okay, but you are not. And then you know how these things have. Namibia is one of these countries that has very high suicide rates and things, but we think you are okay because you say you are okay. But we realize one, two, something happens, you are not with us anymore. So let us be real. Strip away everything, minimize debt, let us be real. It's not worth it to drive a car you cannot afford, live in a place you cannot afford. What are you doing it for? Because it is your life. And from a place of reality, you can build your wealth in such a way that you can afford that car that you want, afford to live in that place. But before that, you have to acknowledge where you are.